I'm Paul Levinson, and welcome to Light On, Light Through, episode 320, my review of the Orville, episode 3.3. So let's start this off with a question. What do former U.S. Attorney General Bill Barr and Captain Ed Mercer of the Orville have in common? Answer: they both said bullshit on television in the past week. Good thing then, at least for that reason, that the Orville moved from Fox to Hulu. And there'll be some bigger spoilers ahead. Now, the story in 3.3, at least by my lights, was a little bit of a hodgepodge. Mercer and some of his team land on a planet that has no life signs, only to find an American high school in a clearing with a literally monstrous bully. And it gets even worse from there as our heroes find themselves on a plane without a pilot and in all kinds of situations where they apparently get really hurt and their lives are in danger. They begin to get clues, though, that they're not really there in those dangerous situations, and of course it turns out that they're indeed experiencing a series of illusions. The reason for that provides the first really interesting element in this story. An alien species has immortality, and they want to feel what it's like when you're about to die. Now, Mercer, for my money, has the best take on this. To the obvious lesson that immortality has its drawbacks, Mercer says that he'd still indeed like to live forever. Why? Because he wants to see what will happen. That works for me. And I'll see you back here next week with my review of the next episode of the Orville, and we'll see what happens there and then. And I hope you enjoyed this review of the Orville episode 3.3. I'll indeed be back here next week with my review of episode 3.4, and in the next few days, my review of the new episode of The Man Who Fell to Earth, and what might be the last episode of The Time Traveler's Wife, although I hope it's just the last episode of a first season. In the meantime, stay safe, stay sound, and keep doing whatever you can to help those brave people of Ukraine get Putin's fascist hordes out of their country once and for all.
The Light on Light Through podcast.
Athens, 2042 AD. She ripped the paper in half, then ripped the halves, then ripped what was left again into bits and pieces of history that could have been. Sierra Waters had read once that, years ago, it was thought that men made love for the thrill, while women made love for the sense of connection it gave them.
Curled Up with a Good Book says, Sierra Waters is sexy as hell. You can find out more about The Plot to Save Socrates by Paul Levinson at theplot2savesocrates.com.
Paul Levinson spills code about an ancient biotech war raging on in secret for centuries.